What up, what up? It's your boy Dark as Wood, man. Back at it again with another interview, man. Today we got the Wizard, man. What's up, bro?
What it do, man? What it do? Glad to be here.
Man, thank you, man. Shit, we're just gonna make everything work, man. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How about you, man?
Chilling, man. But listen, bro, let's start
Good.
from the start. Like, where are you from? You know what I'm saying? What's your background?
I'm from Illinois. Uh, I don't really like have like too crazy of a background. Like low key, pretty average. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't know average single mother background. Grow up. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
To say the least. You know.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
here. You know what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what it's really about.
And how did grew up in Illinois for somebody that's out of town or that's never been there? How can you describe like what's the vibe? How did that shit shape you? Pretty much.
It's like super dry out here. Like it's super dry. Like it is so boring. Like I don't even know how to explain. Like you look up in the sky, like feels so boring. And I don't know if that's just because I've been here my whole life, or like if that's just really what the vibe is here. Like I really gotta, because I haven't even really been to that many other places. Like the only other state I've been to is California. So, and that was just like twice. And it was not long. So like I don't really know too much of the vibes of other places, but this place is very boring. So like I've always kind of wanted to have a lot of fun because it seems like people don't like having a lot of fun, especially here.
Understand that, I'm from a place where it's also dry, there's nothing to do. And once you don't didn't travel like me, I didn't travel a lot like you. So it's like you have to find ways to distract yourself where you at, but it's kind of hard. But do you feel like music help with that?
Yeah, for sure. Like it was at the perfect time too, where I like really needed a lot of distraction in life because there was a lot of stuff going on between my mom, like my stepdad type thing in the house. So that's when Raza actually like kind of got like one day at school, he was just like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I just made this song yesterday. You trying to hop on it? I'm like, bro, what you mean? I don't even make music. He was like, bro, your voice would be fine here. And I was like, fucking, as the story goes, I guess, or whatever they say. But like, yeah, it really helped distract me from a lot of stuff. And not like in a bad way, but it helped to distract me from like, excuse my language, but like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Um, and like it helped me focus on what was gonna help me be better. So it was great. It was like perfect timing when it came.
So kind of backtrack, like what how did you first of all, did you ever thought about doing music before meeting Raza?
Yeah, I actually did. I used to play a band when I was in high school, or not high school, in middle school, like from what was it, fifth grade to like seventh grade or eighth grade, something like that. No, fourth grade to seventh grade. I played trumpet. Um, and then that's like what really got me into. I've always liked music, but like that's what really made me appreciate creating music. And then back then, I used to only listen to like EDM and like dubstep. Uh, so that like I used to kind of want to be a DJ. So I like other than that, nothing really like because that kind of ended like seventh grade. I kind of stopped thinking about making my own music, and I just would appreciate music heavily.
Did you ever thought about doing EDM like right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, it's exactly. Yeah, I actually have like, especially since I understand like the engineering aspect of music, which kind of it isn't what you need specifically to be a DJ, but it kind of helps to like make good music. So I've been looking to get like the equipment to make some EDM stuff because I'd be wanting to make some EDM type music, mixed with like a little of me in there, like actually voice in there, you know. But
that'd be dope. That'd be original. I don't think people really be picking up this type of beat to actually rap. No.
for real, like I don't know if you know him. There's this DJ, his name is Getter, Getter. He made a song like, well, he was just one of my favorite DJs, and he made a song with Suicide Boys, which was a very like heavy influence, like when I first started making music. And like just seeing them be on a song like that I've always wanted to do myself just made me want to do it even more.
Oh man, you listen to Suicide Boy still?
Yeah, nah, I don't really listen to them as much anymore. I like, if I'm honest, I literally pretty much only listen to like me and Roz's music, or like any music I've made with somebody else. Like that's pretty much the only thing I listen to. I listen to other music, but like just here and there.
Yeah, I understand. Like you gotta stay, focused because you don't want, without even thinking about it, if you listen to other people's music, it's like other style that you may not want or may not fit you that get into your head, but you really need to keep your style based off your inspiration only. I don't know, you get that?
Nah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the reason I did it. Like, and also I feel like, I don't know, I feel like as an artist, you should appreciate your stuff the most versus anybody else's.
You can ask people to listen to your music and appreciate it if you can't even listen to your own music yourself.
Literally. Like, it's artists, they'll make a song, don't even listen to it, but like posting it on everything, telling them to listen to it. It's wild.
You can do that. And first of all, how did you meet Raza? I know you say you met him in high school, but like, what's the story behind it?
Honestly, well, I mean, I could like make up some fucking story, like, cause we did meet off the fact that we were wearing like the same pair of gym shoes, but I feel like we like had seen each other in like just around school prior to that. But basically, I first moved to the high school that he was already going to, like my sophomore year. I was hanging out with this guy. His name was like Logan. And we were like homies, and he was just in one of my classes, and I was walking with him after class one time, and like he ran into his group of friends that like he really, really messed with, and Raza happened to be there, and we just ended up meeting like that. And I was like, "Oh, bro, you got the same shoes on?" And I was like, "Oh, that's crazy." And then actually, we were not that good of friends sophomore year when we first met. Like, obviously, we were cool and cordial, but like we didn't really talk that much. It wasn't until like senior year of high school where we actually started talking, and that was when he got me into the music.
And did you ever heard his music before he actually talked to you?
Yeah, he actually was like making some solo stuff before I like was working with him, and he made this song, which I find hilarious now. It was the first song like that he made that actually did like really good. I think it was like one of the first songs he actually made, and it was called Same Old New Same. I find it funny because he made that like right before me and him like started this whole thing and started doing like the same old new same, like kind of type of thing. But yeah.
That's dope. And like it's kind of like a question that was gonna come further, but do you feel like it's important to have like chemistry between like two artists?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think you guys, in order to make some, like you can make obviously good music, but to make like the best music between like two collaborators, like y'all kind of have to be in like the same mind level.
Music not only is the art, but I feel like it's the type of art that's more personal. So because you're putting your feeling, you're putting everything that's in your head, you basically put it on track. So you have to have somebody that basically can pick up a little bit of your brain, you pick up a little bit of his, and it's like a mix,
For real. For real. And then it's lit because maybe you'll have some different things, that like they haven't really thought about, but they kind of mess with, and vice versa. So
And can you describe your first feeling, like the first time you actually recorded a song? Because you say it just pulled up on you. You say, "Yo, let's record this song right now." So you didn't have no lyric. You never did that shit before, right?
yeah, so actually he showed me the song at school, and he was like, pull up, like I can, you could just come home with me after school. So I just went home with him, and I was just writing stuff, and we actually recorded like the worst setup ever. It was like we didn't even use a DAW. Like it wasn't FL Studio or anything. It was, what was the name? Audacity. We were using Audacity, which isn't bad, but for music, it's not the best. We use like a Blue Snowball mic. I don't know if you know what that is, but yeah. But yeah, it was like, it wasn't hard necessarily to come up with stuff, but it was hard to get out of like my comfort zone as far as that.
Yeah.
Like, cause especially when that first time, like you said, like he was there, I wasn't used to even recording by myself. So like him being there was kind of awkward too. Like, I'm like, is what I'm saying actually hard? Like, is this actually good? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a little awkward, but it's fun. It was fun still.
Yeah. And did you actually drop the song? And can we still see it to this
Mm,
day? Hear it to this day?
um, Actually, let me look. I don't think so. That one song, I do not think so. Nah, it is not available. Nah, it's not anything anymore, sadly. But I don't know. Maybe we'll put it back out because we still have access to it.
Okay. Oh, that's good. And do you feel like people still put it out without it sounding like like too trash? Because you'll be like, no, I don't want. A lot of people, they don't want to even put like their first project. They take that shit off. When they start to see they became better, they just take every old shit off.
I probably wouldn't put it back up personally. And I feel like Roswell said the same thing, just because it's not like, not that it's bad, but like for me personally, it's just like, like like when Nike release a bunch of like recalled clothes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how I kind of feel about it. Like obviously, there's not really much wrong with it because it's just art at the end of the day, like you were saying earlier. But I feel like the art could have been better, so I'm gonna just keep it in my room.
Yeah. Because the
Yeah.
standard went up over the year, obviously. And what made you, after this first song, made you say, yo, I want to do that again, or I want to buy a setup to do it by myself? Well, y'all actually have like plenty, almost all your songs are like together, but like what made you get into music seriously?
Honestly, I really didn't get into music seriously until like probably like a year after that. Like I was still doing music, obviously, like the whole time, but like I was kind of just doing it just to do something. Like, and I liked that I was doing it, but I had like no real plan. Like I was just kind of doing it. And like at some point, like I was like, man, because I was looking at like the people actually listened to it, and like people actually like were believing in me and shit like early on after just a year of me doing it. I'm like, oh well, even like Raza, and I'm like, he's like, at the time, I like, especially in the beginning, I used to like put him as like above me a little bit. So I'd be like, man, like he's been doing this, like he's been rapping, like he's comfortable, like all the whole thing, and I'm not really comfortable. But then at some point I was like kind of finding myself in it. I was like, man, it's not even really about him, it's about me. Like, do I feel comfortable? Do I like doing this? And I was like, yeah, I like doing it. I was like, let me start taking this seriously. Like, let me start actually being me, like in the whole music thing. Like I felt like I was still portraying a character like a year into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I can get it.
yeah.
Because kind of like you can't you can actually be you and the music when you just start, but it's just like you still gotta find yourself again, because it's not like you're just speaking and telling your story directly, like, you know.
Literally, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, especially like you were saying earlier about listening to a lot of artists, like that first year, like I would rarely listen to my own music. Like I would listen to some of it, but mostly other artists. Like that's when I used to listen to Suicide Boys heavily, like that whole like genre type of music. And that's like you'll probably could tell like early, like those songs that are only on SoundCloud that were like really old, like 2019, 2020. Like you could tell like the influence, because like I was still almost kind of portraying like an image of them, but like a little spice of me. You know what I'm saying? And now like it's like, then like at one point I was just like, nah, fuck that. Like I'm me. And from then on.
How did you find, for like, if you got advice for the people, how did you become more comfortable with actually being yourself, even though you was already doing that, but being more comfortable? Like you said, you just stop listening to other artists, you start focusing on your music. But is there other ways?
I mean, I could say, like, because now I can just be like, oh, you know, be by yourself, like practice being yourself, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you've never practiced being yourself, like you low-key can't even do that off rip. So I feel like that is almost like one of the best ways is just like, you know, look at who inspires you, because they inspire you for a reason. Like other people are just a reflection of you. So like somebody who inspires you heavily, like it's a reason they inspire you. So, you know, take your time. If you want to like be inspired by them and still do what you do and kind of do what they do a little bit too, like you can do that. But like, cause like it's still you in it in some type of way, even though you're still kind of trying to portray this image, but you got to practice portraying something. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really practices portraying anything. So like, then you got to figure out after portraying that thing for however long you need, like then you're like, oh, I need to be me. Like I can be me. Like I can actually portray something. So let me portray me type thing.
I get what you mean. It's the overtime process.
Right. Like, I mean, I feel like you could learn. I mean, you could, if you looked at them and like really were looking at them and took their stories for like the people that influence you, know what I'm saying? Like if you looked at their stories, like you could see that they probably had the same type of thing going on.
I feel like the more and more you do music, the more and more you got music out, the more and more you can actually look at your own style, because you have more of you to listen to, you know?
Right.
You can't really be yourself if you only got like you to sing 3 songs. You're not gonna listen to 3 songs all day, or you're just not gonna listen to no music at all. But you need some type of music in your life. Like I understand people, they say they listen to their own music, but could they go by not listening to any music at all? I don't think so. People that do that is because they already got enough music to get inspired by themselves, you know? Be like, oh, I should change this flow on this whole song. Oh, I like what I did on this one song. Let me do that shit again, you know? But if you just got started, and that even if you got a lot of songs, but if you can really vibe with yourself at first, it's really like an overtime process. You just got to get more quality work outside. Then you're going to feel more comfortable listening to yourself. Then everything going to get into motion, you know?
For real. I feel like a lot of people are very impatient. They don't like taking time for things. But like, look at me, like, what's a year that I spent not being me compared to like 70 plus years of me actually being me after that? You know what I mean?
Like a sacrifice. You know?
For real.
Yeah. And when you talk about like that year in particular, you mean your first project is Descent to the Middle, like you gotta explain me the title. Descent to the Middle World of Ragnarok, right?
Nah, it's just Descent to the Middle World. And then there was like a little EP after that. I think it was called Ragnarok.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My fault. Because I was just
Nah, it's all good. It's all
yeah.
good.
Because you have a lot of like title that I had like I'm gonna ask him about this because it's like what? It's like word that I don't know. It's not even English.
Right.
First of all, what language is that?
What, Descent to the Middle World?
Well, right now, bro. The second mistake.
Ragnarok?
Yeah,
I believe that's either like Greek or Latin. Um, because it's like from, I don't know if you've ever seen Thor,
yeah,
but yeah, like I don't know if you've seen Thor Ragnarok, but it's like it has to do with like the Greek gods and like Nordic gods type thing. Um, but yeah.
you into like the mythology and shit like that?
Yeah, I'd be into that. Especially then I was really into it. Like that was when I like that Ragnarok EP was like when I really started becoming like me. Cause like I started looking at what I liked and like using that. Cause like that even I don't know if you know that one album that was like right before that. I think it's called Tales from the Casket. Like that
Yeah,
was like the last album where like I was kind of still being somebody else. There's a couple songs in there about being me, but like that Ragnarok EP was like really when I was like, oh yeah, like I'm me now, and started like portraying stuff that I liked. So that's why like the Ragnarok name was kind of cool. The cover for it was a little different than the normal covers that we had been doing, I feel like. But
do you feel like you said you started being more you? Do you feel like it's important for any artist, basically, it could be a rapper or painter or whatever, to really get into is their real life interest and just to transfer that into their art rather than just
yes,
listen to somebody else? Can you develop on that?
yes. I definitely think that spending time like because I feel like you could actually now let's think about it. Like you said, you were saying like could somebody like skip that whole time process? And you could. I feel like if you took what you liked and you just did it and didn't think about it. But a lot of people like the thing that you have to do when you do that, you cannot think. You just have to do. You have to just do it. And people like thinking. So I feel like that's the thing that like stagnates a lot of people from just doing stuff that they like.
I feel like people interest be based on other people still. Not that they don't like
Literally.
that, but let's take for example skating. Like people love to skate, but a lot of people they gonna skate because I want to portray myself as a skater. I know how to skate, I like it, but I'm really trying to like be somebody that do skate while they gonna start dressing like a skater and everything, even it's not their style, but they just like the skating part, you know?
Literally. Literally. And that's why like for because I literally feel the exact same way about skating. Like I used to skate like heavily, like everyday type thing. And I just stopped and it didn't really feel like I didn't really I couldn't tell, you know what I mean? Like if I stopped making music, like I would feel different in my life. You know what I mean? But I just stopped skating like it was nothing. So like that just kind of gave me view like, oh, like, was I really doing skating just because I really liked it, or just because somebody else was doing skating? And it was literally just because somebody else was really doing skating. And I kind of had to find my own love for it by like taking my time away from it.
Set yourself back.
Literally, literally. Like I had to relearn like skating almost. Like not the whole thing, but like, you know, to start doing tricks, like I had to relearn that after my little break.
Me, it's like kind of to reverse from the story. I always wanted to do skate when I was young, but it's like I grew up and I just like it's like I was seeing a bunch of people doing it. I was like, oh, whatever. I don't want to learn, whatever. And just last year, I just told myself, yo, like, and my friends started doing it. I'm like, yo, fuck it. I just bought a board, and I just started. Like now it's winter and shit, but when the snow leave and shit, I'm gonna start getting back to that. But it's really hard to learn, actually.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. very, and it like takes a lot of leg strength.
Yeah. Yeah. Like on your knees and ankle.
For real. For real.
And also it teach you like patience because you can't get mad. You can't get mad. That's something that I had to learn. Like if you fall, if you get mad, you're gonna fall again and get even more mad and more mad. Like you just gotta stay calm every time and collected. Plus, once you start learning how to skate or just skating in general, once you fail something, you actually feel it. Like right now, you know, like if you fall, you gon' that shit gonna hurt, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I feel like it kind of teach you like patience and, you know, life, a certain strength and mental strength that you need in real life, you know, to be able to like handle failure back to back and just be numb about it.
Literally. Like I love just activities and hobbies like skating or any other ones that teach you patience. Because that's like one of the main lessons you need in life is like patience.
You feel like patience helps you in your life or music in general?
Yeah, I feel like because with everything you gotta be patient. Like even if you're making some food, like you gotta be patient. You know what I'm saying? Wait for that food to be done. So like, and people see like, even say you blow up like one day on like, I don't know, for TikTok or some shit, like that blow up only lasts like that day. Like what are you gonna do the next day? Like it might not be the same. So are you gonna be cool with that? Are you gonna be patient? Or are you gonna be like, you know, I'm gonna stick this out until it's where I want it to be? Or are you gonna be like, oh, it's not where I want it to be yet. It's never gonna get there, and then give up?
Never complain.
For real. For real. Never complain.
And was like, I know you got that thing going on called SlaughtherSlay. Can you explain to people what it is?
It's basically like our brand, me and Raza, we started together. And it's like, it's a brand, like it's a way of life. It's like a thought process, I feel like. And the reason I feel like we even portray such an evil image isn't necessarily because like we're like, oh, we're evil, but because like we like portraying the opposite of what people like usually to subscribe to in their life. Because like people usually subscribe to bullshit. Like that's like the main thing that people like go for is like bullshit. So like do the opposite of that. That's like why we kind of like portray that we're like do the opposite of everything. Like you need to be uncomfortable, like to learn a bunch of shit like in life. Like you cannot be comfortable. But it's basically like our brand. It's like our life. We try to make like everything out of it. We're looking to make movies, like all types of stuff, clothing, like literally anything you could think of. Like we want to do dispensaries, like all, like literally anything that I do and like buy, say something like the laptop, right? My laptop. Like we'll probably 10, 15 years from now be trying to make a SlaughtherSlay laptop. Like literally anything you could think of, like we're trying to make SlaughtherSlay of that.
Yeah. It's like a multiverse, you know?
Literally.
Yeah. That shit dope. And you was talking about movie. Did you ever thought about doing like some horror movie and like put your music in it?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's like kind of why we were like, man, it's so lit. Like even though, you know, the music's gonna take off, blah blah, like that is literally only the beginning. Like that is literally like the very tip of the iceberg. And we're like, it's like set the foundation for everything else we want to do. Like you were saying with the movies, we could just throw our music in the movie. We don't have to worry about getting music from other people. You know, we can literally build a market for ourselves where we just consistently market ourselves in that market because it's our market.
Yeah, for sure. Like this the way, because you may want to go to outside sources, you know, for collaboration and shit like that. if it's like you re-up on yourself, you know? So it's like
Literally.
all the content, everything that we produce, that's still from us. All we have to do is like remix the shit that we got over there, then send it over there, then do the same shit with a lot of shit. Then it's just going to expand, you know, over time. But how did it got like started? You know, who got the ideas and shit like that?
So literally, I remember the day we were just sitting in this man's room, Raz's room, and we were working on some stuff. And we were like, man, like, what should be the name of our thing? Because, like, obviously, we were like, we're going to start a thing. Like, and we were just like, fuck it, let's call it SlaughtherSlay. And that was literally that. Like, since then, that's pretty much all it. Because we always had a plan of making, like, bigger stuff. Like, both of us, like, from the even before we met each other, like, we both had plans to, like, do bigger. And not like we wrote out some shit, but we always knew we wanted to do something like massive to touch the world. So like as soon as we came together and like those two people with the same vision, same mindset, like it was kind of over from then.
That's real dope, you know? Like y'all already had big plans before even like thinking about music, you know? Yeah.
For real.
And talking about like name, like I know Raza got this name, but how did you get KemuriiDaWizard?
I came up with Kemurii because I don't know if you know Smoke from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like it was. I think it was Mortal Kombat 10, or something like it was. I think it was like 2014, 2015, 2016, something like that. But his character specifically, then like they like remodeled him and he like had some cool move set. It was like super dope. And I used to mess with him like super hard. And Kemurii basically just means smoke in Japanese. And then I found out that Kemurii was already the name of a band and it had one eye because Kemurii, the actual name or the word smoke in Japanese is just one eye. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just add another one. And that was that. And you know, I just smoke a lot. So it matches.
Yeah, that's a dope ass name, man. And why did you like add the wizard?
Well, actually, my name is really just Kemurii, but like it came about, I guess, like the wizard part, just because like I've always loved magic. Like I don't know if you know Destiny, that game. Like any game where there was a magic character, like I was a warlock in Destiny. Like any game where there was like a magic character, like I was that motherfucker. Like I don't know if you know Dark Souls either. Like
yeah. You play warlock like once you play video game.
Yeah, like usually if there's like a magic type character, like I'm picking that person.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's dope, man. And you still feel like you're gonna keep the wizard in your name because some people they remove like sometimes when they start they just add like a word in English next to their name, you know. Then once they start to become like bigger and bigger, they just remove it.
I mean, personally, I feel like I always just go by Kemurii, like that's my main one. But like, I mean, I have like hella names that I low key have said like in songs, all types of stuff. And like Wizard is just my like second favorite after Kemurii, to be honest. Just because like that's really who I embody. I feel like it's like a wizard. But nah, I feel like I'll always have like the wizard, especially. Like that's always gonna be the second one there. Like for sure.
To music, first of all, do you freestyle or do you write? Like, what's the recording process? Like, once you hear, first of all, we're gonna start from the beginning. Like, how do you decide to actually like make a song? Like, do you have to get in a certain mood or whatever?
Kind of. Like, usually I'll just be like, man, I'm trying to make a song. Or like, sometimes I'll like I'll literally just be sitting and I'll just like start making a rhyme or something. And I'm like, man, I gotta go make some music. And then I'll like just pull up YouTube, like pull up a beat, and usually like within the first couple of beats, like I'll find the beat where I'm like, yeah, it's the one. And then I do not write anything. It's very rare that I write anything. And if I do write something, it's just because I thought of it in my head and I like had to write it down to like remember it because it was like too long or something. But usually, like, this is my mic right here. Like, I'll literally just be like this, like, just looking in the mic. And while the beat's playing, I'm coming up, I'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was hard. And I'll think of the next bar. And I'll just keep doing it like that. Like, basically, bar for bar. Like, it's how I come up with it.
Yeah, I get it. And like, how do you get your inspiration?
A lot of times I'll get it from listening to a song and I'm like, man, I should have been on here. Like, I'll just listen to a song and then be rocking with the beat and then be like, start rapping to it. And I'm like, man, I'm trying to make some shit. Or like a guy makes a song that I fuck with. I'm like, man, I'm trying to make something hard. So then I'll just go do that. Like, or sometimes I'll just literally be sitting here, like I said, and just want to make something. Or like I'll be overdriven by like a certain emotion. And not necessarily emotion, because I feel like I keep my emotions under wraps. But like if something is bothering me because something happened, like, and I'm already kind of over it, but it's still kind of lingering in my mind to the point where like it's kind of making me feel different. Like I'll definitely make a song in that moment to like get it off me.
You kind of use music as like a way to release some type of emotion or some type of feeling that you have about a certain situation. It helps you get over things a lot quicker.
Right. If I can't already do it on my own, because most of the time I'm able to just like be straight on my own. And like most of the music I make just because I'm like trying to have fun. But like certain songs I definitely have made like because of what you just said.
Yeah, because I see the difference. Like you have some songs where I feel we can hear you more, like you speaking more into like lyrics. Like it's more deep, it's more personal, you know what I'm saying? Your song is more like a kind of like, yo, y'all don't need to hear what I necessarily gotta say. Y'all just turn up to my shit.
Literally. Like that EP we just came out with, it's called Adflictio. And that one is like low key one of those EPs where we're just like low key. It like some people might say it's sad, but it's not. Like we just kind of saying, like you said, like we just kind of being real a little bit, keeping it 100.
Yeah, because I was like, this is the first one that was pinned. So I listened to it. I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of calm. But then once you start going down, it's like, whoa, you know, it's kind of a shock, you know, because you don't even expect, like, if you hear the Adflictio EP, oh, they doing some like music, like Ray, that shit is insane, you know. But how did you, like I said, you use a lot of like words, you know, probably like reference to what you said, mythology and shit. Adflictio, what do that mean?
It means pain and suffering.
You say pain and suffering.
Yep. And it's funny because like I hate to speak for him because he's not here, but I know he said that like in both of the songs, Pigeon and Leaves from Adflictio, like that he was kind of talking about like his female problems, like that he's had, not problems, but like the situations he's had with like a female, right? Yeah. And that's literally what I did too. And like that's why I love making music with that man, like because we always end up doing the same thing on accident. Because like we both accidentally did that. Like, cause he made both of those songs on his own, and I just came and did them, and we both did the same thing. Like I'm just talking about like kind of my female issues too, type shit.
We all record together.
We used to record together all the time because he was the only one that had it set up. But now we don't record together all the time. Especially, I live an hour and a half from him, so we can't even all the time. But like he'll either come here and we'll like be hanging out for like however many days and we'll record some stuff, or I'll go to his crib and record some stuff, or we'll just like put something on the drive and be like, check the drive, you know, there's a new song on there. And if we want to do it, like we'll just upload the zip so the other person can do it.
And who's doing the mixing?
Me, I do that.
Yeah, you an engineer? You would call yourself an engineer?
Yeah, I would call myself an engineer.
Okay. Do you only mix yourself, or do you like you do that shit for a living?
Nah, I just mix myself. Like people could hit me and ask for mixing, but like I don't really just advertise that I do that. I just be doing it. I feel like personally, like you were saying, the music is personal. So like me mixing and engineering for you is also kind of personal. So like because that's your whole voice. Like I'm changing the whole, like, because the mixing and mastering like is what makes the song sound like how it sounds. Even though like the voice creates that vibe, the mixing, the engineer is the one that makes it sound good. So like I don't know, I feel like if you don't know your engineer and they've never worked with you, like the first song that you get mixed by an engineer might not be as good as like the sixth song that you get mixed by that same engineer, because like they got to feel you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it.
I totally understand that, because you're the only one that know exactly what you want. So you feel like every artist who learn how to mix their own song, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's important. And also, you work with a lot of like different producers. Like, do you know these people in real life, or you take beats from the internet?
Nah, I just take the beats off the internet.
Okay, that's cool.
Like a lot of them I've like had conversations with, but I usually just get their beats off the internet. But also, I don't necessarily feel like you have to engineer your own music. I feel like you should want to, but at the very least, like you should know your engineer on a personal level.
Yeah, somebody that know your sound.
Right, literally.
Definitely. You say you record at home, right? Or you go to SlaughtherSlay and record. Did y'all ever go to a studio?
Nah, we've never been in a studio before.
Okay. Do you plan on going?
Probably not. Like, unless it just happened. Like, I'm not opposed to going to a studio, but I'm very opposed to paying to go to the studio.
Yeah.
Especially since like, I already have a setup. Like, why would I pay to go to the studio? And like the engineer, like I engineer, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing. Like we almost, like we were talking, like you were saying earlier, like you don't really need outside people. You kind of just can do your own thing. And that's like what we kind of been on from the beginning. We be trying to do our own thing and not having to mess with people, because people, like we were talking about earlier, also like be flaky. So
yeah. It's more people to depend on. Like y'all already know what y'all want, you and Raza, so y'all don't necessarily need for somebody else like approval or somebody else opinion. I get that. But between y'all two, how do y'all not held accountable, but like how do y'all make sure that the music that y'all put out is good? Like how do you give yourself approbation? Like, okay, you did good, or you need to change that? Or he tell you that like, oh no, that you should remove it and replace it?
Hell nah. We don't say shit to each other, bro. Like we just kind of let each other rock out. Cause I mean, I believe in him just as much as I believe in myself. So like as soon as he does something, because like we've built that relationship. So like as soon as he does something, like I know it's as good as I would have did it. Like, and it usually like I don't even like, obviously, if I get the vibe of like, I want to say something, like, and I feel like he could have did something different, like I'll say it, but that like very rarely happens. Like it usually happens because he's been making beats a lot recently. Like while he's making the beat, I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if you did that. Like, we communicate like that. But usually as far as like us, even like in the studio, like sometimes he'll be rapping and he'll be like, oh, it'd be funny if you said that, like vice versa. But even that, like we don't really do that often. Like we don't, like literally how we interact when we're in the studio. Like I sit here and I'll do whatever, and like we won't even talk. Like I'm just sitting here, I'll do my verse. And I'm like, bro, you want to hear it? And I'll play my verse. And he's like, that was hard. And then he'll come over here and do his verse. And then once he's done, he's like, bro, you want to hear it? And then you play it, and we're like, damn, that shit was hard. And we'll just do another one.
Keep flowing. That's good, man. And also good that y'all have a certain type of trust where you don't even need to look back, because you already know your friend is fire. You know what I'm saying? He already believe in you like the same way that you do. Y'all don't need to go in. I feel that, it's important to really have like a chemistry in real life, because the shit that you just said, you can't have this type of relationship with people and do music with them once it's like a feature, a paid feature,
Right. Literally.
Yeah. Literally. Like you have actually like build a relationship with the person in real life before y'all even start to create, because like I said, like music is like personal,
Yeah. That's why like I don't even like doing paid features. I used to, like when I first started, but I don't like doing features at all. Like literally I have to like your music first for me to even think about doing a feature with you. or have heard your music, like to even think about doing a feature. Then I also have to like have communicated with you to like know that I want to do a feature with you. But like you can't even like pay for a feature from me. Even now, I kind of just had to mess with you type shit.
Music exclusive.
Right. Like because I like you were saying, like you can't just make shit with anybody. Like, do you actually connect?
Yeah, people gonna know. You just took a verse and you just pasted on the song. Like there's really
Literally.
no connection. It's just like a copy and paste, you know?
Literally.
Yeah. Also, I was asking myself, is there a reason why you drop short EPs? Because recently I've seen people start doing that, dropping like 2 songs and dropping it together as an EP, like 2, 3 songs. You maybe got like an EP that's like 5 songs, but you really like drop short project. Is there a reason for that?
Man, it's wild. I feel like we kind of got inspiration from Suicide Boys in that manner because they like used to do that. We'll release some EPs with like just 2 songs, and like we kind of used to. We've low-key been doing it like since the beginning. Because that Ragnarok was like the first EP, like we dropped 2 songs, and like ever since then, like we kind of just been doing that, and it's just like a thing we like doing because like we'll have 2 songs a lot of the times that we've made that like have a similar vibe that go together. And there's not usually a third one that like goes with the same vibe. So like we'll just throw those 2 together. Or like or if like there's one song that has just its own vibe that like can't match with anything else, we'll just drop it as a single.
So, and can you name all the members of like SlaughtherSlay if you could name them, or it's only you and Raza?
For now, it's just me, Raza, and Big Sig, which is the other homie I was telling you that I made that song with, or a couple songs with.
How did y'all connect with him?
It was wild that Ragnarok EP, that song in there called Bankai. Man, one day I literally woke up and like just on my Instagram, like I had heavy DMs from this dude. And like I was tagged in a post from this dude, and on SoundCloud I saw that I was in it was like I don't know how I even got the note. Oh no, he like commented on Bankai, and he was like, "This shit too hard. Let me hop on here." And I went to his page, and I saw he like literally already did a remix, like adding his part at the end, and literally like. When I heard his part, I'm like, bruh. Like, when I listened to his part, it felt like I was listening to like me or Raza. Like, so as soon as that happened, I was like, yes, I fuck with this man. So like, ever since then, like we've been fucking with each other. And one day we were just like, bro, you want to be in SlaughtherSlay? He was like, hell yeah, I'd love to. So, hell yeah, that was pretty much it.
Dope, man. You know, that's the way that y'all connect. That's original. He's from y'all area. He's from Illinois too.
Nah, he's from, I believe, Massachusetts. I want to say.
Y'all ever met?
Nah, we've never met in person. Sadly. I'm trying to, we're not wanting to. We're throwing a tour for spring break, like in just Illinois. Like a little Illinois tour for spring break.
Yeah.
And we were trying to fly him out here so he can like perform at the shows and stuff.
You ever did show before?
Yeah, I did it. We've done a couple shows. We've done like 4 or 5, I think, something like that.
So do you know when the tour is gonna start? You know, because I want to put all the links in the description. Make sure everybody know about that.
We know the venues we want to do, and we know like around the time frame, like which is spring break. So what is that, like 16th to like the 20th? But like this week actually was the first week we were like, oh, let's like start really looking at what days the venues are open and stuff. So we've been trying to get that like in motion this week because obviously the 16th is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, and
venues be pretty booked out early sometimes.
I wish y'all luck with that. And
thank you.
So you had like, I know the title I want you to explain. You had a project called Locust Flies, etc.
Right.
What does that mean? I know what etc. mean, but like what the whole title mean, like the definition.
So like basically along that like thing we kind of be portraying like that hellish type thing. Like, you know, it has to do with a lot of bugs and shit. And like, I don't know, like locusts, like in the Bible, you know, I think there was like a locust storm or something like that. And just like bugs that are like that, we kind of just like, oh, you know, it was cool. It like fits the vibe. It feels like there's a lot of stuff going on in that EP. So like the fact, like saying that there's like locust flies and like etc. Like just a bunch of bugs like that. Like imagine all those type of bugs, like thousands of them being around you. Like you'd be scared of shit. Like it feels like there's a lot going on. I don't know. You might not be scared of shit, but like it'd be loud for sure. Like you feel like there's a lot going on.
Once it's like fly that's come near your ears and shit, the little buzz and shit. Yeah.
Right. So like if it's a bunch of like flying bugs around you, like that's kind of what that EP gives you the vibe of. I feel like, or we were saying kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That kind of uncomfortable vibe.
Right.
Yeah. Also, like, you got something called ICIC. Can you explain that to the people?
So we kind of just named it that. Like that's what we really do with like all the titles. We're like, bro, just name it that. And then it always makes sense in the end. Like it'd be wild. So we were kind of just like, let's name it ICIC, but let's spell it like I. And it's like, I don't know. Do you like actually see shit like yourself? Like, nah, you don't really see shit yourself. Like your eyes are the only things that see stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you as a person can only understand things and like
your brain is connected to your eye.
Well, yeah, right. And like your eyes are the ones that see shit. So we were just like, I see. And like the cover had to do with like the eyes and stuff. Had like 3 eyes on it, I think. So it was kind of like the vibe of that.
Yeah.
And also like, because the 3 songs on there were like 3 completely different vibes. Like one song was like kind of R&B-ish, and the other song was like very like underground, like dark shit. And the last one was kind of just like some, I hate to say rap because I wouldn't call myself a rapper, but like some rap shit.
Why would you not call yourself a rapper? I know it's locked you in the box, but is there like a reason for that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's just lame. Like, because I'm just not a rapper. Like, I see a rapper as like a person that's like super into their lyrics and like super lyrical and all that. And I'm not like that. Obviously, I say stuff with purpose, but I'm not like sitting here for 30 minutes trying to, like, I'm not finna freestyle to you. A rapper would freestyle to you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. And then I wouldn't even call myself like, I would just say I'm an artist. Like, I make music. Like, anybody ask me, like, I hate when people are like, oh, you still rapping? I'll be like, yeah, I still make music because I just make music. That's what I do.
You're a musician.
I would even hate to say that because I'm not even just a musician. Like, I'd be looking to do other things too. Like, I feel like, and especially with a lot of our songs, like, I find what we say funny because, like, there's a lot of truth to it. So, like, you know, I could even be damn near a comedian at that point. You know what I'm saying? If I was going to call myself a rapper type shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Satire. I think that's
right. Literally.
Yeah. Dark humor type shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's the reason we like don't call ourselves. Like Roger would probably say the same shit. Like he wouldn't call himself a rapper. Like he just say like, oh, I'm an artist. Like we just be doing shit. We just be having fun. We're just normal people, you know?
That's dope. That's how that should stay organic, you know? And you don't start feeling like a job and shit.
For real. One
thing that we always like talk about here is like, if it's not too personal, did you grow up in like religious household?
Yeah, I did. Not like intensely religious, but definitely religious.
Okay, Black parents usually like they really are too deep in religion, or like just religion in general is kind of a serious subject. What do your family think about like your music, if they ever seen it?
My mom likes my music, but she doesn't like what I say because, which is why I do what I do, because like I like making people uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, that means you're actually thinking about shit. Like that means you're really thinking about shit. So I don't even know. I feel like if you become uncomfortable because you start thinking about something, that means that you don't even normally think about why and what you do. So like you don't really do your thing for a real reason. You kind of just do that shit. And not that it's bad, because I kind of just do music, but I know why and what I do it for. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people just don't understand why and what they do. They like whatever they're doing for. So that's why I make uncomfortable shit, because I feel like that makes people think. And she like absolutely doesn't like it because, you know, I'd be talking about some dark shit. And she's like super, I wouldn't say she's super Christian because she doesn't even like calling herself a Christian, but like she believes in God and like Christian ideologies, you know?
For somebody that got a lot of content about like hell and shit, like, do you believe in that, or like you just keep that shit like, oh, it's rap? But I don't actually like, not say praying to Satan, but like I don't actually promote that in real life.
Right. Actually, I would say because my mom is always asking me the exact same thing. Like, if you, because I always tell her that I don't believe in God or Satan. Like, and she's always like, well, if you don't believe in both, why do you talk about Satan so much? And she thinks I only talk about like Satan and hell and stuff, but I talk about God too, and like I talk about Jesus and all that too. But like, I believe like hell is real to the extent that you make it. Like your life could literally be hell. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my life was hell before music. You know what I'm saying? It was chaotic and didn't make sense and felt like death every day. Like, isn't that what hell is? But, you know, I feel like it's just a mindset. So that's like kind of why we talk about the shit that we say, like, or that we talk about. Like, it's just like, you know, we're almost saying like, you know, hell isn't like necessarily real. It's literally what you make it. And like a lot of people live in hell. So like, that's kind of why we talk about that specifically. Like, because I feel like a lot of people live in a mental hell.
That's deep. That's some real shit you just said. Like, you can literally create heaven for yourself if you take the time and effort to get out of your situation. You know, this I see it, you know, quickly. People trying to make it seem like life is so beautiful, but sometimes they don't even have a reason for that. Like they say, yo, life is beautiful, life is beautiful. Yeah, but to you, you know, like you can say that shit to somebody that's in a country that's, you know, like you got people like in the world right now, they live in fucking hell. So you gonna tell them that life is beautiful? Nah,
literally.
Life can be hell. Like life can be hell, but a lot of people, they say life is beautiful, but like you just said, they don't think before they act, so they always into an automatic mindset where they don't even know what they do shit for, but they don't even know what they say, you know?
Literally. Facts, man. Facts. And like, just like you were saying, like you can't be like talking about happy-go-lucky shit. Motherfuckers are not happy-go-lucky. So like you gotta hit them where they at.
So that's what you do with your music. You kind of like have like that shock value.
Yeah, like I feel like, and even I feel like even people who like are still in that like hell mindset, like it might not reach them initially, like what we're really trying to say, but like they'll actually at least gravitate to that because it initially has that like hell thing to it. And then like once they really actually are there and like are looking at what they're looking at, they're like, oh, this isn't hell. This is like almost similar to heaven, even, you know what I'm saying? So like then they could apply the same logic to their life. So like then they're straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
and I kind of want to get like your mindset about life. And you say your life was hell before music.
Right.
How did you get out of hell?
Man, I became Satan. Nah, I'm just kidding. Like basically though, like I was like, oh, like I don't know, like I just realized. So even if I say my life is hell one day and my life is heaven the next day, in both instances it's still my life. So like neither, like me saying it's hell or heaven like isn't necessarily true. It's really just my life at the end of the day. Like, and shit is just happening in it that like makes me feel a certain way, that makes me want to describe it in this certain way. Like as I started realizing that type of shit, I just like started changing my mindset about stuff and like not letting stuff affect me that didn't have anything to really do with me.
Yeah, I really feel what you just said. Like you don't let outside element, like probably people heard me say that before, but a lot of shit that they telling us to care about, it's really don't even fucking matter, you know? But once we say we don't care about that, or that shit don't affect us, people look at us like, oh, we some type of like cold-hearted motherfucker. Like I don't care about what people think. But it's just like they got so much opinion because we don't care about the same shit.
Literally. Yeah. Literally. I was just gonna say it's also like why we portray like that evil shit. Cause it's like in essence, like if you once you change like your life, and start living your life for you only, like you're actually, people are gonna think of you like that. Like people are gonna see you like that. Like certain people are really gonna be like, oh, this motherfucker, like he
A
ain't
demon.
shit. Like he's evil. Right. Like they're gonna be like, he's a demon, like all types of shit. Like you're evil. Like you don't even care about this and this and this, like blah, blah, blah. You don't care about people. But it's like, nah, bro, I gotta care about myself to even care about another person. So like, I mean,
Yeah,
shit, if that's evil, I'm evil then.
yeah. Because a lot of people they don't even care also, but they just say you have to portray that you care so that our people don't feel uncomfortable, you know? Because let's
Right.
say somebody like, I always give that example. Like I even told that shit to my mom quick, but if you see a house that's burning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's in the street, they gonna look at the house burning, you know? They're gonna be like, oh my God, that's horrible. You know, they hear people scream inside and they see somebody like that walk past the house that doesn't even stop to like look at the fire. People that watching the house, they gonna see the person that just walk by and don't care. They gonna say, oh, he heartless, whatever, whatever, whatever. But maybe this guy was going on his way to get some help,
Right.
you know? But y'all
Yeah.
don't even
That's
know this. Y'all rather sit down and like look like y'all care about that shit rather than actually moving, actually doing something. But you too worried about what's going on in front of you and judging the people that doesn't look like they care. You get what I mean by that?
yeah, bro. I love that analogy. That was like a perfect analogy.
Yeah. It's like really like a lot of shit don't even matter. That's just the
For real.
point, you know?
For real.
Yeah.
Like literally.
And
And I don't know, that's a hard concept for some people to let go of a bunch of stuff. Like it's almost like, I don't know if you've seen Avatar,
yeah.
like when at the end when he was like with that monk and he almost like reached peak Avatar state. And as soon as he had to let go of Qatar, like he stopped and went back to go help her, like some shit. You know what I mean?
You could become so great, but you always go back to some shit that don't even matter.
Literally. Cause I'm always like, he could have went peak and got the peak Avatar state and then went to go help her after. But and been more powerful.
Feelings get involved. Sensitivity.
Literally.
I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like we all grew up too sensitive. Like not necessarily because of the internet, but like we told us to care about so much shit that if you think about it, if we really care about all the shit that people tell us to care about, we really can live our life straight, you know?
For real.
Yeah.
Literally. And I definitely think people are very sensitive as of recently.
And do you have an advice for like people like not necessarily to become, well, yeah, to become less like butthurt about bullshit?
I don't know. I feel like my favorite question is like, why do you care? Like, and a lot of times people cannot answer that question and they'll just get mad because you just asked them a question that they can't answer.
Yo, I mean, you, nah, but I can relate to that shit. Like, they don't even want to answer what you just said. Like, yeah, bro, why do we need to care? Nah, but bro, nah, but let me tell you, a bunch of bullshit. You just look at them, they don't even know what to say. Nah, bro, that's, man. And also, like, how do you personally deal with like not necessarily not caring, but have a way to not let outside event or outside situation affect you on the daily? Like, do you have a tip for that? Like me, for example, I meditate. Like, what do you do to not let outside shit affect you?
I basically do what you do, like basically like a form of meditation. But I just sit and think, and I'm like, okay, like if it starts affecting me, like I'm always just like, okay, like why is this affecting me? And then I'm like, after I decided like why it's affecting me, like as soon as I like answer that question, like why is it affecting me? Like just answering that question just pretty much kills it. It's like, okay, it doesn't even have to affect me. Like, because the only reason it's affecting me is because this person did this to me. So why did this person do this to me? Because that's just who they are. Like at the end of the day, they chose that. Like it doesn't really have much to actually do with me as a person. Like they just kind of, I just happen to be there and they are this person every day. And I just got a piece of who that person is. And like, that's just what it is. So it's not really a bad thing or a good thing. It's just what it is.
It's kind of like you don't gotta think too much, but you gotta think enough to see the situation for what it is, and you gotta like detach your feeling from that and be able to think with logic.
Literally.
Yeah,
Literally.
I feel that. And I'm gonna give like personal take on that. I feel like the brain and also like the human, we like a computer. You know, we meet people every day. We have a bunch of interaction. That is basically you going onto the internet. And once you go onto the internet, there's a lot of shit that's coming to your computer, but you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? It might be viruses, it might be some bullshit, some ads, but you don't even know. But your computer keep processing shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes you actually like you gotta actually like do a reset, you know? Because if you don't, it's like bullshit just gonna stack up. And you will become more slow over time, you know? And
Thanks.
Also on that aspect, why I feel like the human is like a computer, emotion gonna come into your life and it will affect you. Maybe some people it will affect them less than others, but emotion still gonna be there, you know? And if you realize that, okay, I feel like this. Okay, the reason why I feel like this is because that happened. That happened because, like, if you start decortiquing every situation with every emotion, like, you can't even sit down and write that shit down, like, do a whole board and shit. Once you read that shit, be like, oh, okay, so I will feel sad because of this. You know, let's say, like, I don't know, you got a sad event, you will know that, okay, now you're feeling sad. You have to reason basically why you sad, but you gotta do a list of the shit that you still gotta go and get done. You know what I'm saying? Still gotta live your life. So now you're gonna be able to understand that, okay, I'm sad, okay, but I still got that old shit going on. I can't let the sad shit, you know, mess up my whole life, you know? Because once you understand the feeling, you be like, okay, I'm sad. Is you being sad gonna affect you necessarily? If you know you're sad, it's not supposed to affect you.
Literally. It's just like, oh, I'm sad.
Yeah. Like, it's a feeling.
And literally. And it's almost like as soon as you say, like, oh, I'm sad, like it almost leaves, like right then. Like, because it's like, oh, I mean, you defined it. So like now it's like nothing almost.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, oh, I was just sad.
Yeah. It's just like that. And how did you learn like to process this emotion so quickly? Because I'm like this too, but like not a lot of people, they be able to like process emotion like quick, you know?
I feel like the main thing is just being honest with yourself. Like a lot of people try to like say for instance, like just even recently, right? I was hanging out with this girl, like we hung out like twice and like we kind of like fell out or whatever and we don't talk anymore. And I was like semi sad about it. Most people would be like, oh, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care. That's just what it was. And even though that's true, but like have you acknowledged like, but they be feeling some type of way about it and they don't define that type of way that they were feeling and they'll just leave it as, oh, I don't care. So like you have to be honest as soon as that happens. How do you feel about that? So I was like, oh, I'm a little sad about it, but it is what it is. Like, you know, this happened, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it is what it is, you know. This happened. It showed me this, you know, about myself. Because that's what I do a lot too. Like when somebody does something to me, like I do not look at them in a bad way. Like I look at how it portrays me. Because everybody's like a reflection of yourself. So if somebody shows you something you do not like it's a reflection of something you don't like about yourself. Like almost every time. And even vice versa, if somebody does something good to you, like it's a reflection of yourself that you like. So like, I don't know. I just like look at it. I'm like, oh, so what does that say about me? I'm like, okay, that's what that says. So I don't really have to be sad about it anymore. Like I literally just learned some new shit. Like that's good. And then that's it. Like now I'm done. Like I could go do some other shit now.
Because all the action of others is basically based on something that you did, negative or positive. Like even if it's like, we can take a like basic example like disrespect. People not going to disrespect certain people because they carry themselves a certain way. So if let's say you're a victim of disrespect and you wonder why, then now you understand that, oh, I got disrespected because I didn't carry myself that way. And that works for every emotion and situation, you know?
Literally. Literally.
Yeah. But
Facts.
I feel what you say like about everything that people do is a reflection of you. Yeah, that shit is real. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because like you were asking me about how I see life, like personally, like because take the whole thing, right? Like take every story of like any religion or like any spiritual practice, like at the root of it, it's like one thing created like everything. So like from that one thing. So like that one, everything is ultimately that one thing. So like me and you like low key the same person, even though like I'm Kamuri and you, I hate to say, is your just the world is mine? Like,
Dark,
huh?
dark.
Dark, dark,
Yeah, darks with a Z at the end.
darks.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So like I'm Kamuri and you're darks, but at the end of the day, like we're low key the same person. Like if we both die, like we're going to the same place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because if you
So
kind of go back, it all come back to the same.
literally, literally, literally. And that's why like I don't believe in God. Like I don't believe God exists. And I don't mean it in that bad way. I mean it as in, so say like, quote, there was a God. If he made everything out of his image, like from himself, he made everything. Now that he made everything, he's no longer God. Like he's everything. So everything is God now. You know what I mean?
Everything is basically is how we call it, not his fruit, but kind of like his product, basically.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So like collectively, like that one thing like would be what it was before, but that thing that it was before can no longer exist because it was used to like make what is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I feel like since everything is taught, everything is written, and we really can get no proof about really what I think the Bible is basically all the things that we talk about. Maybe years back, there was somebody that actually realized that. But most people they don't think like that. You know, they don't think. Most people they don't be aware of that type of shit. So probably somebody put that shit in a book, and people were like, "Yo, there's so much truth in this book. We're gonna keep." You know what I'm saying? Passing it to everybody, you know? Because do you really think like somebody today could write another Bible? I don't think so. Because now people got access to information. But back then, if you actually knew the shit that we know now, especially on this subject about like how to deal with life and shit like that, because basically the Bible is a book to basically deal with life, you know? Kind of something, and that is kind of outdated, but really you can still use the Bible today and learn a lot of shit. But a lot of people probably around at that time, they didn't know all that. They didn't have access to information. And people back then, all they were doing is like get up, go on fucking, how we call that shit, make fucking I don't know how we call that shit, like the people that work in farms and shit like that. This is what they were doing all day, you know? So you really think they got time? Like they don't have no money. They die young. They get sick. Like they don't have time to think about that shit. But all the people that actually like sit down and took time to think, like the guy, I forgot his name, that was sitting under a tree and he see an apple fall. And he thought like, yo, why the fuck do the apple fall? Why do everything fall?
Oh, Isaac Newton?
Yeah, Newton. He wrote a book about that. And people called him crazy. But it's like, because he had time to think. But nowadays, we all got information because of this kind of guy. Well, somebody will go and find out eventually. But, you know, this is how I feel about like the Bible and the religion. So I don't think that people can really tell me like, oh, but this is true. This is true. Listen, you wasn't there. All the shit that you think that's true was told by somebody that wasn't there either. That wasn't there, that wasn't there, that wasn't there, that wasn't there. So I'm not trying to go in ahead and believe. Like, I'm going to believe what worked for me.
Right. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. I feel like it's very personal. Like you could kind of, like you were saying, like you can find a lot of truth in religion. Like you could basically make up any religion and make it make sense. That's why like I feel like most religions are very similar to each other. because it's just people like linking like their thoughts about like life, and then how it made them feel, and then that religion is like that feeling linked to the thoughts. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially they do that shit like there's always in religion a community aspect.
Right.
Usually when people around some other people that think the same, they usually tend to like develop more of this mindset, you know, because you do the shit that people around you do. I mean,
Right.
the religion itself isn't bad. I mean, in my opinion, it's all about like the people that wasn't there that decide to, okay, I wasn't there, but let me take this role and let me call myself, I don't know, I ain't gonna say like no names, nothing like that, but let me give myself a title and tell people to listen to me because whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can basically
Right.
be somebody that, you know, talk about it, you know, and help people with that, but don't think that you got some type of overpower over people, but people gonna think whatever they think, whatever they want, you
Right.
know. At the end of the day, you can't really stop that. But yeah,
Yeah, I feel that. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like when people act like their way is like the only way and like the way, like that you should be going. But like it's not really necessarily the case. Like everybody kind of got to find their own way. And even though it could be similar to yours, like they got to find that for themselves though.
the people just want to be right all the time. That's what makes them
For
feel good.
real.
You know, like you just said, it's come back to the point of people don't think, people live of emotion. So they're just
Mm-hmm.
going to do, okay, it feels good to be right. Kind of closing on that topic. It's the same reason why people always debating on the internet. But when you tell them why they're doing that, they say, but the issue is serious. Or like they want to debate about politics or they want to debate about whatever situation that they can literally not do shit about. And when you tell them, okay, but why is we even talking about that shit? Oh, it's a serious subject. What? Yeah, but why is like you debate about politics? Are you in this room to talk with these people? You talking about this Republican versus whatever versus Democrat, whatever. Are they gonna call you to ask your opinion? The only shit that you can do is
Literally.
vote. You know what I'm saying? You can go in the street and
Literally.
protest all the fuck you want. You know what I'm saying, storm into the fucking, I don't know. You can cause hell about your belief. They're just gonna shoot you. They don't care. Like nobody give a fuck.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just want to be right because it feels good. Don't say that you want to be right because you're trying to be some type of activist. No, you don't care. You don't care. Because best believe something. If all these people that's debating on politics and all that shit one became millionaire the next day, they wouldn't even watch the news. They're just
Straight
bored.
up.
They're just bored.
Straight up, bro. Man, you just spoke some mad facts.
Well, I'm
They
telling
would
you,
not
like,
even care.
yeah, people be bored because they broke. Like I'm not out here calling people broke, but it's like this is why people care about celebrity. They look at what they
Literally.
feel, make them feel good, you know. But yeah, man, kind of closing on that topic. Something that I asked to all my guests: what's a principle that you live by? I know we got many, but not necessarily a principle, but something that you stand on, or it could be a quote or it could be something like that mean a lot to, like something that you will tell your kids if you want kids, or something that if you say Kemuri, what do you stand on? If you could describe that in like one or two phrases or like an advice or
I say
something.
like just if you anything, and I mean anything, like if you want to do that thing, why even not do it? Like even if it's something that somebody else would say is bad, or even after you do that, like you would feel like it's bad. Like you can't know until you do it. So if you want to do something, like you kind of have to do it. Like otherwise, you're just gonna feel bad down the line that you never did that one thing. Like, and it could have been like 40 years after you didn't do that one thing. So I say, like, anytime you're in a moment you want to do something, like, you should do it until like you find out a reason, like, why you shouldn't or why you should. But like, you got to find that reason for yourself. You can't do it based off what other people say.
Basically, you said don't double take on what you do.
Basically, like go full force, put your all into like whatever you want. If you're about to do it, like do that 100%. don't look back, don't think. Thinking, like, even though thinking can help, like thinking a lot of the time like is not always good. Thinking really is only good like when it comes to like your emotions and stuff, and like you being like in good shape. But as
Yeah,
soon as you're in good shape, you don't really need to think that much.
right. Because thinking can only kill you over time. Because you're gonna start doubting yourself on a lot of shit that you don't need to doubt yourself about.
Literally.
Yeah. And also getting towards the end, do you have a like hobby beside music, something that you fuck with? I know you say you got a brand, you fuck with fashion.
I'd be making like little clothes, like this little hat I made. I'd be like doing some art shit.
Can you
But
kind
I
of
like
like
playing.
show it to the camera?
I don't know if you can see the back. Can you see the back? I don't know.
Yeah, to start.
Nah, it's a naked girl.
Oh shit. Because it's gonna look like a star and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's dark as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be doing that. What else I like working out. I do that like heavily. I'm a like major workout person, but I don't like weights. I like calisthenics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be into that. I feel like that gets you like really flexible, and like yoga and calisthenics like really go together at some point. Like, yeah. And I like playing the game too. Like I'm a big gamer. Like even before the music, like that's what I used to do. Like I was a fucking gamer. Like woke up, get on the game, time went to sleep type.
What game you play?
I literally play like pretty much everything as long as it's a good game. My favorite type of games though,
Yeah.
like one of my favorite game series of all time is Dark Souls. And like I like Skyrim. I like RPGs. I like shooting games too. I just like games where like you can get good at like so like Dark Souls. Like I like leveling up and like getting highest level like to the point where I want to be, so I can like especially like the PvP aspect. I love like PvP games.
Yeah.
Like you can play against other people because I hate saying this, but I like shit on other motherfuckers like in a game, but like just for fun, like because I don't mind getting shit on either. So I'm like, oh damn, he just beat me, so it just makes me want to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I find that type of stuff fun,
Yeah.
like friendly competition almost. Like even me and Raza, like we have like little slight competition between each other,
Yeah.
but like friendly competition. Like I feel like that's how it should be. Like you should inspire each other to be better.
Always. Always, you know. You ever thought about like doing like taking that shit as like competition and shit?
Yeah, I used to like I don't know if you know Fortnite. I used to be like really good at Fortnite. I used to like do little Fortnite competition wagers and shit, little tournaments. That was short lived though. But the main thing I really want to do from gaming is like stream. Like I'd be streaming sometimes. But that's like I've always wanted to like stream though.
Are you on Twitch?
Yeah, I'd be on Twitch. I'm on Twitch.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna put the link in the description, man. That's dope.
I
And
appreciate that, man.
where do you like see yourself like in the next like 2 months, 6 months, a year, you know, like 5 years from now? Like what's the future plan for you and your brand? You know what I'm saying?
So like 6 months from now,
Yeah.
what is it? It's March. So what is that like September? 6 months from now, like I'm hoping to have a house like with Raza, like by then, because we've been trying to get a house. And we want to make a slaughterhouse and get Big Sig in there too. The only thing that's complicated with that is like he has a wife, so like we really have to have like a house because like if we're gonna have all those people in there, you know what I'm saying? Because we gotta have our own type of, you know, our own space. So like we don't have to deal with each other if we don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you want to be by yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's like one of the main things I've been trying to be looking towards. And honestly, I just see like everything that we're doing now, like growing tenfold. Like I just kind of see it like going up and up, like just continuously, like every week. You know, I'd be looking, I'm like, oh, by the end of the week, like we finna be here. And every time is low key higher than what I said we were gonna be at the end of the week. So like, much as I like say, that's why I don't like saying too much, like what I think is gonna be like in the future, because like I don't even know. It's just so big, I can't even almost pinpoint it. Like it's like trying to put a pinpoint in a line that's like still going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't want to stop yourself by manifesting some. Okay, I could be something bigger, but I don't set myself to this.
Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I
I
get
just
that.
like right. I feel inside of me. I'm like, yeah, I know it's gonna be like big, but I don't know how big. You know.
Yeah, but we rooting for you for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I appreciate like the content that you put out, and the originality too. I feel like this was missing, Somebody that, and especially now you say like you are the SlaughtherSlay, definitely I will definitely be on the lookout for that. Like y'all trying to go and do something more than music. Yeah, I I fuck with shit like that.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Maybe on the lookout. We probably finna do a little Hulu ad soon
A
because
what?
they've been a Hulu ad.
What's Hulu
I don't know
again?
if you use Hulu. You know Hulu, the streaming app?
Like Netflix and shit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They have like a program they just started where like you could pay for an ad. So we finna like for one of these like movies show type things we're trying to do. We finna make an ad for it and like put it on Hulu.
Oh, that should be hard, man. We're gonna be on the lookout for that, man. Definitely. That shit original. Like that's this is why I said like I fuck with y'all movement because y'all don't lock yourself into a box where okay, we're just gonna rap and have merch. No, y'all trying to take multiple avenue. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with that. This is what I'm trying to do also, like with the world is mine shit, not trying to put me on too much, but like
Nah, you
always trying
straight.
to always trying to expand shit. Like I'm trying to
Oh
see
yeah.
myself like every month. Okay, what did I do last month? Okay, but what can I add? Maybe it's going not gonna be every month, but what can I add to it so it's like become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where
Right.
the money at. As this where like the opportunity, the more shit that you actually be touch and be at, the more opportunity gonna come your way.
Literally. Literally. Man, I see it now. I see the greatness of like your whole thing, bro. Like I see it being like I almost feel like I hate to say Adam 22, but I feel like I'm with Adam 22 before Adam 22 is Adam 22. Like, but I
I
feel
get
like
what
it's
you
gonna be
mean.
bigger than that. Like, I feel like you're gonna be bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the only reason I link it to Adam 22 is because that's like the only real interview dude that I know that like got famous.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
definitely.
I
Yeah, I
see you being
understand.
even bigger than him. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
see you being
understand.
way bigger. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
I understand. I'm just trying to work and get my shit right. Keep everything pushing. Because yeah, it's all about really work, really not think. You gotta think, but once you know where you're going, I'm pretty sure you and everybody watching that's building something, you can relate to that. It's all about work. Like I just have a
For
strong work
real.
ethic and just not think too much. If you know that you where you want to go, if you know what you have to do, then don't think too much. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy, but it's easier. Basically, you work out. You say you work out. Like
Right.
let's say okay, oh shit, I don't want to like, oh shit, I gotta do like let's say you do diamonds and shit. Like for people that don't know what diamond push-up is, look that shit up and start doing it. But you start at first you be like, yo, I don't want to do, let's say you 8 diamonds, yo, I don't want to do, I gotta do like 200. I don't want to do them 200 shit. But once you start doing it and you know it's hard and you count into your head the rep that you have to do, it's like, okay, you know it's hard, but you have to do it anyway. You already in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that was like a good comparison, but like once you know something is hard, there's like literally the hard part is already done because you know where you have to go, you know what you have to do, you know.
Literally. And like you were saying, thinking like the more you think, oh, I gotta do 200 push-ups, like you're thinking about the 200 push-ups and not the fact that you haven't even started doing any push-ups. Like, you just got to do the push-ups. Like, yeah, you know, like you say, like, you know, you got to do 200. So do the 200. Like, people be thinking about the fact that they have to do something. And it's like,
you gotta do this shit, this with everything, bro. And do you have like a, you know, last word for like the people that's watching, you know, the supporters and everything?
I appreciate you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Stopping by my boy Dark's little podcast interview thing. You know what I'm saying? It's fire. The vibe in here is always lit. Like, I felt comfortable, you know. If you're another artist, I suggest, you know what I'm saying, hitting them up, getting a little interview is fun.
So, yeah, man, I appreciate the vouch, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Of course, man.
You have anything to say? This your interview, bro. You have nothing to say to your supporter, bro. I was like, bro, easy fun to say something for like, nah, bro, go ahead, bro.
I mean, shit, what do I have to say? I've always thought about being that dude that like plugs all his stuff at the end of the interview. And I always been like, nah, like I don't want to be that dude. Cause like, as much as I could plug like the music, like I am the music. So like the whole interview was the plug. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't even know. I don't know. Like, but you know what I'm saying? We just dropped some new shit, Satanic Slaughter. You can check that out. We got helly shit you can listen to. All fire, all different type of genres. New 101. I'm finna drop a new hat like either today or tomorrow for sale. So that's just finna be up on my page. Maybe by the time you see it, it's probably already up.
We're gonna repost it. Y'all probably not gonna be able to see it like if you watch the interview, but just if you was on my page, then you probably seen it.
Right, literally, right. Again, I appreciate all the support. You know what I'm saying? It means the world to me. Especially if you like watched all the way here. I definitely really appreciate that. Came all the way over here, just check me out. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot.
All right, man. So listen, man. SlaughtherSlay member KemuriiDaWizard, man. Gotta say it right, man. Listen, bro, I appreciate you pulling up, you know what I'm saying, on the podcast and shit. This was a great discussion. You know, y'all make sure y'all check out everything, you know what I'm saying, every music. You know, they got a lot of shit going on, you know, the SlaughtherSlay movement. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. You know, they up next. Every link will be in the description. I want everybody to click all that shit. Go subscribe, like, share, everything, man. It's your boy Darks, man. Y'all was on World Is Mine. This your boy Dark. Y'all were on World Is Mine, man. And I'm fucking out, man.